Today we have two very special Tinker Champs with us. Please welcome Varshini and Garima. Without any further ado, I'd like to invite them over. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to yet another session in the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. Now that you have acquired digital skills, it's time to put it to use and create a digital product. And today we are going to discuss about it. So, yes, so today's session is by myself, Garima Gupta, and my teammate, Varshini. So, let us see who actually are the Tinker Champs first. So Tinkerchamp is a community of young champions in their schools, and they are widely recognized as the young change makers. Is spreading a culture of tinkering, innovation, and entrepreneurship. We conduct handhold me sessions in the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. We have ATL web portals. We have started our own initiative of BizBox Kit, peer mentoring. We have organized maker fairs for the last 2 years. And we also are providing the e-learning resources. Now, let us talk about myself and my teammate. My name is Garima Gupta, and I am a grade 11th student from Kendriya Vidyalaya SPG Complex, New Delhi. And I am an ambassador of Intel AI for Youth and a student mentor at the Atal Innovation Mission.
My name is Vashini Dindakurti. I am the founder of an initiative called Whispers of the Web. I am also a content writer at Praxter Designs, and I am a Tinker Champ.
Now, let us talk about the most awaited session that we are going to talk about topic is problem solving. Now, when we talk about problem solving, what comes in your mind? And what do you think actually is problem solving? So it's like you have some superpowers to solve the problems, or what would it be and why? Type your answers in the chat box. You may recall a time when you solved a very tricky problem that might be a maths problem or maybe in a game or a project. Yeah, so we could see your answers. So today we are going to tap into that superpower and discover how we can solve problems creatively and effectively. So are you ready to unlock your inner problem solver? Type in the chat box, how is your Josh? And are you ready to start this session? Yeah. So now let us talk about problem solving. So problem solving is like being a detective. So when you have a problem, you gather clues, you think on a different ways to fix it, and you try out your ideas until you find the best solutions. So it's moreover like brainstorming, and it's like solving a puzzle to make the things work out better. Now, coming to the next one, let us see some examples. Very your real life examples, and you must have faced it. Like finding your toy. So let's say you wake up and you can't find your favorite toy. Now that is a problem for a moment. So you might be thinking where you last saw it. You will ask your family members if they have seen it, or you may look in different places until you find it. So that is a problem solving going on in action. So the problem solving is a thing that you started in your childhood itself, right? Coming to the next one is like most of the people will relate to it. Around 99% of the people will relate. Like let's say you have a big homework assignment due tomorrow. You are managing your academics and you also have a football practice to run. So let's remove the football practice. Let's take the ATL Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. So you are managing your academics with the bootcamp and submitting your assignments, activities. So again, we are solving a problem because you need to do both. You are managing your time. So you might make a plan to do your academic work before the practice or before the session, and finish the rest after the session and after getting everything done. So in everyday our life, we are finding a lot of problems, and mostly knowingly or maybe unknowingly, we are solving a lot of problems. Let's say that is again related to the bootcamp itself. You have a group project, school project, or if you are participating as a team, you may relate to it. But all the people have different ideas about how to do it. So that is a problem because you need to work together to get a good grade, right? So you might have a meeting where everyone shares their ideas, and then you can discuss and find a solution that combines the best parts of each idea. So that way you can all be happy with the project and work together effectively, right? Okay. So these were a few problems that you might be relating to it in your day-to-day life. And if you have solved any other problems in your day-to-day life, you can mention in the chat box. I will be waiting for a few time. Let us see. Great. Yeah, so a lot of people have solved a lot of problems in their day-to-day life. And it's quite a common thing. Now you must have seen a lot of problems in your surroundings as well. So let us talk about those problems that you see in your surroundings. Pollution. So pollution is like a wide range of problems like environmental, it could be health, it could be social, and the other economic dimensions, right? So by innovating sustainable technologies, you have to see at your level that how you can help to people to tackle out this problem. You have learned a lot of digital skills, right? So with the help of those digital skills, you have to identify that how you could solve this problem at your own level. So you can innovate sustainable technologies and foster global collaboration. We can combat pollution and safeguard our planet for other generations to come. Technology and the digital products may help people to get aware about this pollution. And especially, if I give you a very real life example, if you are in the cities, metropolitan cities like Delhi and all, you will see when when it's winter, suddenly there is a hyper pollution, like everyone starts talking about pollution. And once winter goes and another season comes, let's suppose summer, again everyone forgets about the pollution and stuff. So why don't we think it as a all over as a problem and try to solve it? Because we forget it after a moment, right? So you have to think that how you could solve this type of problems. Another one, again, traffic management systems. So traffic jams is a problem that you must have faced once in your life for sure. And imagine if you are going like somewhere, let's suppose for a holiday trip or something, you could wait, right? But imagine if there is a severe health condition. Could you wait at such a moment? This traffic jams could even lead to loss of lives of many people in those health conditions. So we could solve this problem by implementing the smart traffic management systems and can promote the alternative transportation, right? Coming on to the next one is global warming. So all the problems that I'm covering right now, I'm 100% sure that you must have heard of it. So again, global warming. It's like you can collaborate on the renewable energy initiatives. You can implement sustainable practices to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions and combat global warming. So it is your chance that you use your skills and develop solutions for these problems, which are not yet been solved. Another major problem that the whole nation is going from is poverty. So due to population pressure, income inequality, rural urban disparities that we see, empowering communities through education, job creation, and equitable access to resources to alleviate poverty and foster sustainable development. Okay, now I will go to the next example, and by relating it, I will explain you in a much better way. So coming to the next one is the unemployment. So unemployment and poverty almost go hand in hand. It's like because of unemployment, we have poverty, right? So due to lot of population that we have in our country, and it's a major cause for the unemployment as well. Now think at your level, you could solve this problem. You will be building a startups right now. You will be building digital products. You will be employing a lot of people. And directly or indirectly, you will be solving the problem of unemployment and that too of poverty. So you can see that even if you take small steps, you can impact in a very larger area, right? So if I talk about few of the major solutions that we can see is like investing in job training programs and fostering entrepreneurship to alleviate unemployment and promote the economic empowerment. Next one is the education and healthcare. Another subdomains where you can build your product is you can utilize your digital innovations to create educational platforms and apps that provide accessible learning resources for undeserved communities and develop telehealth solutions to enhance access to the healthcare services in the remote areas. So when we see education, even education has a lot of subdomains where you can solve the problems. Don't go in a very larger subdomain. You have to identify the problems at your own level that you are facing while learning. You could solve, let's suppose you can't manage your time, or maybe you forget to do your homework. So you could create an app or a website that that will help you to have a track on your homeworks or have a track on your academic progress. So this is how you can build, right? So you will be getting a lot of ideas over here as well. So please be till the end and enjoy the session. And healthcare is like you can have the healthcare services in the remote areas. You can create a certain a certain apps that you can provide the address to the local hospitals that people don't have actually access to, and the well qualified doctors. You can have a think on it and you will definitely identify a lot of problems over these fields. But since you have identified what problems you need to solve, it's time to see the problem solving you, that how you will be doing that. Okay. So here you can see a figure on your screen, and all the steps will help you to actually identify your problem. You have got a subdomain, so let's dive deeper into it. The first step is about identifying the problem. So again, let's take a daily life example. So imagine you are finishing a big puzzle, right? But you notice that a piece is missing. And you have to figure out what exactly is wrong. Where is your piece and all? So you have to search for it. So you are identifying a problem. You unknowingly or knowingly identified the problem, right? Now coming to the next part is exploring the information and creating the ideas. Now you know that your puzzle piece is missing. So you know the problem. Now coming to the next step is like you would find that missing puzzle piece. So you will find out different ways to do that. So you might look under the table. You may ask your family members. Or you can think of other places where it could be, like whether where I kept it yesterday. So you will think of it. So this step is like gathering information and coming with a lot of ideas to solve your problem, right? So in this step, you got a lot of a lot of information about your problem, and you created ideas. Next step is selecting the best ideas. Now, a lot of ideas must have come into your mind. So you have to take a note of all of these, and then you have to decide which idea is the best. Best in a way that which one is like quickest and the smartest, and you can implement it. The idea should be practical, right? Coming to the next important part is the build and test the ideas. Now it's time to put your plan into action. So if you choose to ask your family, go ahead and ask them if they have seen the missing piece. Or if you decide to use the flashlight, start searching under the table. So you have to basically implement your ideas and see whether it's working or not. Right? And the next step is evaluating the best results. So finally, after you have tried your idea, it's important to see whether it has worked or not. Did you find the missing puzzle piece? If you did, awesome. You have completed the problem solving loop. But if you did not, don't worry. You can go back to the other steps and try a different idea until you find the solution. Right? So by this, I am pretty sure that you have got an idea that how you will identify the problem and solve it, that you have to do this way. Coming to the next part, that will give you examples of certain brands that are existing in the market. So can we go to the next slide? So the financial transactions. So one thing I would like to say that innovation is not about you have to always make something new. You can see whether you can make certain changes. You can look if there are existing solutions, because whenever we say identify a problem, a lot of kids are like, I don't identify the problem in my surrounding. तो उस मोमेंट पे हमें कोई भी प्रॉब्लम अपने सराउंडिंग में नहीं दिखाई देती, जब भी हम ऐसा सोचते हैं कि कोई प्रॉब्लम मिल जाए, राइट? सो एट दैट टाइम यू कैन जस्ट सी कि whether you have some existing products, you can advance those products as well. Okay, coming back to the slide is the financial transaction. So if you ask your grandparents, decades before, the financial transaction was like you have to carry the money in your pocket, and there's always a chance of theft and stuff, and you have to be very much careful about your money. But now I don't have to carry the cash in my pocket or in my hands. We have a lot of such applications, like we have Paytm, we have Atom, a lot of apps which will help us to, do financial transactions in a minute, right? Next one is messaging. So even if you ask your parents itself, they must have wrote letters a few years before, because at that moment, especially in India, we didn't have Facebook or WhatsApp or even Telegram. So even if you have to invite your friend for your birthday, so you have to write a letter months before so that it reaches in a month, and then your friends reads it, and then again you receive the reply in a month. It will be taking a lot of time. So, but in WhatsApp, you can just take out your mobile phone right now, you can message it. Right? So this is how certain brands have solved the problem. Next one is about food deliveries. Okay. So a lot of people have come out of their vacations right now, isn't it? So if you have watched movies late night and you got hungry, so definitely उस टाइम कोई भी अपनी मम्मी को नहीं जगाएगा कि हमें भूख लगी है. You know the results. I won't be discussing about it. So at that moment of time, you must be asking for help from your elder brothers and sisters if they are very older. They will help you to get the online food at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. at the midnight. Right, so even that has eased our work, like Swiggy, Zomato, Uber Eats, a lot of other platforms like that. Next one is about navigation apps. So imagine if I tell you to go to the any corner of India right now at the moment. You will be very confident with the Google, right? You must be opening Google Maps and you are ready. You can go anywhere wherever you want. You have the roads with you. Although it shows bugs sometimes, but okay. And if you go and just maybe 10 to 15 years before, imagine yourself at that moment when you don't have the Google Maps with you. And if you want to go from one place to another, you will be just asking the people. And could you imagine going from Kashmir to Kanyakumari just by asking people? Is it possible? No. So even the navigation apps have eased our works a lot. So these problems are something like people at that time must have never thought of whether it is a problem or not. But it was a problem, right? So you have to think at like because a lot of problems will be in your surroundings and you will be like, I'm not able to identify any problem. Okay. Coming to the next one is about can we go to the next slide? Yeah. Search engines. So if you again, let's go back 10 years before. You have a doubt in a topic you are studying, and at that moment you don't have Google or something. You just have to go to certain platforms like platforms of books. You have to refer to a lot of books like Britannica, a lot of encyclopedias. You have to search in this fat books. You have to see whether it is topic line there. And you will be wasting a lot of your time. Even if you find a difficult word, you can just go a moment and search on Google Chrome. But was it like that for your parents? No. They had to search for a lot of books and then they had to find the meaning. So even it has even increased our productivity in our work in the academic sector as well. Coming to the social networking, uh, platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook can help you to contact with a lot of people that will guide in your journey to become something big. You can ask help to them. They will help you in the networking, and networking is the key. Whether you can enhancing the skills is one part, and when you have contacts to a lot of people, that will directly or indirectly help you to uh, reach greater heights, right? So that was all about problem solving. You must have understood that how to identify the problem and how you will be solving it. But the next part is about how you will be building the product. So I pass on to my friend Varshini. She will take on this.
Thank you, Garima. You now know what a problem is, solving works, and why products are created. Let's now take a moment to think about your ideas. Think about products you use every day. What comes to your mind? Comment some examples of products around you. Look around. What do you think is a product that you use every day? I'll give you some examples. This water bottle, for example, this book, all these are examples of products. The phone you're watching in or the computer you're watching in are also products. Even YouTube is a product. Ever thought of it? Well, now you do. These are examples of products. Today, we learn how to take the ideas you have of creating products and turn them into real products that people can use and enjoy. Then you'll submit it and maybe come into the top list of the Tinkerpreneur. So I'll give you an example. Imagine you had an idea for an app that tells you fun facts about animals every day. That is a product idea. It could help kids learn and have fun at the same time. With all these graphics and visuals, it will make learning much more interesting. If you think of this, these are all ideas in someone's mind. And turning an idea into a product involves several steps. And good for you, we are going to learn all of it right here, right now. Firstly, do we turn an idea into a product we love? We start with design thinking. It is the creative process that helps us understand what people need and design products that are really useful and fun to use. Think of it like a treasure map, guiding you on your product adventure, one step at a time, one new adventure with each step. So imagine you're designing a new video game. So to make it the best, you would ask questions like what makes other games fun and exciting? What problems do the players playing the games, like what problems do they have? And how can we make our game more unique and enjoyable? In design thinking, we follow these 5 steps as you can see on the screen. First, we empathize. While empathizing, we understand the users and their needs. We talk to the people and observe what they do. Then we define, where we clearly describe the problem we're trying to solve. After that, we brainstorm. This is the fun part. No idea is too silly and it's all fun and games. You go above and beyond and think outside the box while creating your idea. After having your idea, you're going to want to build something. When you build this something, it's going to be a prototype. It's like a simple version of the model of your idea, just to put it up. Then you test what the users think, and then you make more prototypes or you make your final product. This is design thinking. It's a process that makes your idea go from on paper to something physical or actually even something digital. Now, what is a product? Well, the simple definition is that a product is something made to help people or to make their lives better. It can be an item, a service, or experience. Products can be things like toys, books, apps, or games, like you mentioned earlier and I mentioned. Products solve people's problems or needs. For example, this water bottle solves problem of carrying water with you, and a smartphone app that will help you learn new things or makes you stay connected with your friends, like WhatsApp. Everything that you use daily is a product of someone's creative thinking and problem solving. How exciting! Maybe your product will soon be in someone's hand. Someone uses it every day. Now we know what a product is. We can also divide products into 2 categories: physical products and digital products. Well, the definition is as simple as it gets. Physical products are things you can touch and hold, like the toys or books. These are things you can see and feel with your senses, like the Monopoly game on the screen or those water bottles. Digital products are things you use on your computer or like the phone, like games or apps. You're using YouTube right now. That is a digital product. They don't have a physical form you can touch. You can only experience it through your device. Why don't all of you give me a few examples of some digital and physical products around you? I'll wait. Okay, so physical products, as I mentioned, are things that can be felt and seen. I'll give you some other examples like clothes, shoes, school supplies. And digital products are like the electronic devices, apps, websites, online games, the list goes on, and we can go all day about it. But let's get back and let's look at what makes a product good. Well, I'll tell you. There are 3 things one should check while creating product. Let it be a digital product or a physical product. First, we talk about desirability. When you think about desirability, you answer the questions: do people want it? Is it something that people will use and will find it fun or useful or helpful in solving a problem? Think about what the users need and want. A product is desirable if it solves a problem or maybe adds value to the user's life. Feasibility is where we ask, can we make this product with the resources we have available? This includes things like time, skills, and money. Then viability. Can this product be a successful business, or can it achieve the goals we set for it? Will we evaluate the product if it can be successful, as in will it make money, will people buy it, or will the if the product is not related to profits, does it meet the requirements? Is it fulfilling its requirement? Now I'll give you some examples to make it more understandable. Desirability means making sure your product offers something valuable to users. It should solve a problem or fill a need. This example is a backpack with a built-in charger or more chargers for all your devices and gadgets. This way, your phone or your laptop or anything won't die while you're traveling. It's desirable because it solves the problem of running out of battery on the go and ensuring you consume enough. And this is a water bottle. It seems simple, but it tracks how much water you're drinking. So this way you have a track of how much water you're drinking every day. And that way you keep your health in check. These are desirable products. They solve problems and they make the user happy. Now let's look at an example of feasibility. On one side we have a tree house, on the other side we have a spaceship. Can you tell me what's the difference? I'll just tell it. So building a tree house is feasible if you have the wood and the tools and a little know-how, like how to build it, how to put some nails and all that. But making a spaceship as of now is not feasible without advanced technology and knowledge. Now, why don't you give me some examples of some feasible and non-feasible products? There's plenty, too many to count. Now, let's move on. Viability. With millions of people are interested in fitness apps. So if you create fitness bands or fitness, anything related to fitness, you can monetize it through ads and premium features or subscriptions. So that's a viable product because in the long run, it's a successful business. And the other example here is more and more people are being concerned about the environment. And as Garima has mentioned, global warming has become a huge concern right now. So with increasing environmental regulations and consumer demand for sustainability, there's a very strong market for eco-friendly products. So as you see with these examples, a viable product is not only wanted by the people, but it's something you can deliver to the people that it makes sense for business, where you can monetize it. Now, let's look at features versus benefits. The umbrellas look the same, but one way you talk about features and the other you talk about benefits. There is a clear difference between the two. When creating any product, it is important to consider both the features it offers and the benefits it provides to the users. So the umbrella, well, the features of the umbrella are that it's foldable and then it's portable. But the benefit is that it keeps you dry from the rain. That is a practical benefit that people can easily understand and easily appreciate. Understanding the difference between features and benefits is very crucial. Features describe the characteristics of your products. Benefits, on the other hand, explain how those features make the user's life better. Always focus on communicating the benefits to make your product more appealing. When you equally pay attention to the features and benefits, you can create wonderful products, and they won't just be useful, but they will be enjoyable to use. Now that we have all this, let's get to the exciting part, building your product. First, we ideate. Garima has already got into detail, but I will give you a brief. Ideation is where you identify a need, a problem, or desire of someone you wish to address. I've listed some of the people you can address your ideation phase 2. This is like where you come up with your initial ideas, where you brainstorm as many as you can. And you can even have like a brainstorming party. If you and your friends are doing Tinkerpreneur together, sit down and think about it. Like write down every idea, no matter how wild. And for the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp, you can make your products for the Atal Tinkering Labs, for your school, for the school transportation, for the people at your home, or the people and you've seen people face a problem and maybe you have a solution. So just go for it, think outside the box, and put all your ideas on paper. None of them have to be amazing, they don't have to be mind breaking, mind blowing. You don't have to go to Mars yet. It's fine. You are making something. Think what's happening near you, look around, and you'll definitely find something to address. You've already acquired digital skills over the past few days. And now that you've learned many of these skills, it's time for you to put these to use and create your product while using these skills. Use your skills to bring the ideas to life. It can be the coding you learned or the designing or using those software tools like composing music, making a chatbot. These skills help you create prototypes and the final products. Just practice and move around, experiment, have fun. That's the most important part. Just don't be afraid to try new things. Let's now look at the next part, product one pager. Here is where you have your product idea and then you pen it down. You write everything you know about your product. Answer the basic questions on the product you're creating, like the name of the product, the summary, the need, the problem, the challenge, all of that. You should talk about what is your product and how does the product work. You should make sure it includes the people who need it and how it benefits the people. All of that is very important while you're building your product. This is a clean way to represent your idea with all your ideas just in one space, all organized. Now that you have a product one pager, it's time to start building. While building, you're firstly going to start creating a minimum viable product. An MVP is a basic version of your product with just the core features. This helps you see if your idea works before making it a full product, because you don't want to make a product and then realize that there's something wrong or maybe you should have done something different. So it's just to see how the structure is and how you're going to implement it. If you're creating a game, your MVP will just be a few levels to start to see if people enjoy it. It allows you to test your idea quickly and cheaply. By focusing on the essential features, you can get feedback from the users. And once you get the feedback, you make improvements before investing more time and resources, because that's very, very important. It helps you understand what works and what doesn't in the early process. You'll get a better idea regarding the feasibility, the viability, and desirability while creating your minimum viable product. Building a product takes time and effort, and staying up to date with the latest trends and focusing on changes that make the product better is very, very crucial. The digital world is always changing. And to keep your product relevant and engaging, you need to adapt and improve. Don't just make your product and then leave it. You're supposed to improve, come back to it, see how the market has changed, see how the users have changed, see what's new, and then adapt and innovate. This could mean adding new features or fixing the bugs or even changing the design. But remember, the product should be better, not just different. Think of your favorite game and think of how many times it's been updated since you started playing it. They might add new levels or new features. This is all to keep the user fun and like engaged. Now that you know how to build a product, let's quickly discuss some of the do's and don'ts of building a product for the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. Well, clear do's are to address a clear need. Like focus on solving one specific problem or need. Don't try to think too much or too far. Be clear and concise and consider different formats. You can have a physical digital or like ebooks, podcasts, websites. You've learned a lot of digital skills. Try combining them and making something fun and innovative. And make sure you create something of your own, like develop a product that's original and sellable. Don't try to do something someone has already done, because then what's the point? And you should also use your existing skills. Don't try to go above and beyond. Start simple and choose a straightforward idea that you can complete within a week. Then you also get approval. Fill out like the product one pager and get it reviewed by your mentor before starting. After that, make sure to, like, if your product is downloadable, upload it to Google Drive and then prepare to share the link with customers. Now let's also look at some of the don'ts, because those are also important. Keep in mind, like, don't build multiple products. Focus on creating only one digital product during the bootcamp. Don't solve multiple products. Like, ensure your product addresses just one clearly defined problem. And don't combine unrelated elements. Avoid creating a product that is a mix of unrelated things. Focus on cohesive value. And as I mentioned earlier, don't use others' work. Be original and create something new. And don't just create something for the sake of creating. Make sure you're actually adding value or creating value. It doesn't just have to be too much. It can be very simple, but can do a lot. And don't proceed without clarity. If you're unclear why someone will buy your product, then what's the point? And it's a given, but don't build complex products. Avoid the complex ideas, because the boot camp is timed and you'll need to finish it and your school will start. All of that, don't complicate it too much. And don't build without skills. So only create products within your current skill set so that you ensure that you finish on time. Now, the Atal Innovation Mission and the Tinker Champs have created a collection of resources to help you on your journey, including comics, puzzles, and flashcards. These resources are like designed specifically for you people to make it easier for you to go through the boot camp smoothly. These resources are designed to make learning fun and interactive. So please do take advantage of these resources to enhance your learning and build your own successful product. And fun fact, comics, flashcards, even these are products. You can also do something like this. Now let's get to your assignment. It's your turn to create a product. Think about what you've learned and then you start brainstorming ideas. Take what you've learned about problem solving, design thinking, product development, and then come up with your own product idea. Then you fill in your product one pager, after which you make your MVP. Remember, it's all about experimenting, learning, and improving. And even more important, it's all about the fun. So please do have fun. Now let's look at some real life examples of products. Here is an example of an online quiz. Well, you can make a quiz to test people's knowledge, test your friends, your family, your school teachers on various topics. That is also a digital product. You can create a storybook for children and it can be digital to make it easier and accessible for everyone. You can create a chatbot to answer frequently asked questions by school students, maybe regarding the ATL. Maybe they have so many questions regarding what's where or who's teaching what, something like that. You can have fun and go above and beyond. You can create a quiz or a timetable app for school students to make life easier for them. A presentation in like an academic subject for your teachers. Suppose you finished a new chapter, you can summarize it into a slide deck and then give it to your teachers. It doesn't have to be them assigning you work, you can do it for fun. You can make animation stories to make learning fun and engaging for small kids. You can also create a model to easily recognize and identify the various tinkering resources and tools in your ATL lab. I'm pretty sure all of you got confused between a few of the things you've seen. So this will be very helpful for those few who keep getting things confused. You can make computer games to make learning fun and engaging for small kids. You could also create 3D printed gifts for kids' birthdays. That's a lot of fun. You make something digital, go to your ATL, get it printed, and go gift it to people. You could create a photo collage frame for your friends and relatives. This, again, is a very great gift idea. Another gift, e-greeting card for your friends and relatives. Add QR codes to videos or something, anything, music. People will love it. You could create augmented storybooks for school students to again make learning more fun and engaging. You could create a website to support tinkerers and innovators at your ATL. You can create the website so that all the things you've ever needed or any ATL student needs is everything like just there in one place so that it's easily accessible for teachers and students. That was all for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Garima and Varshini. This has been a very insightful and informative session, which I'm sure will benefit all of the students participating in this year's competition. Now, I have a couple of questions for the both of you. Let's start. So, Varshini, how do you decide which problem to focus on for the digital product when someone has multiple ideas?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I would say to decide what problem to focus on, it's better to like consider the desirability, the feasibility and viability. But other than that, you should choose a problem that you find like most interesting or maybe where you will have the most fun while creating a product. Basically, you choose the problem that provides most value or like solves a major issue for users.
All right. Garima, how do you come up with an idea for something that people need?
Okay, so to come up with an idea that people will need it, you can start by observing the everyday problems and listen to the people's complaints or desires. So mainly when people are angry, they will just tell some complaints and all. You have to keep that observational mind every time. And you can even conduct surveys and market research to identify the gaps in the existing products itself. You can brainstorm creative solutions and you may consider that how emerging technologies can address the unmet needs of the improve the current offerings. If I give you an example of a complaint, a very real life example, you have definitely faced it. So when it's summer, your ice cream melts too fast in the summer heat, right? So what you can do, it can be decided at that moment of time. You will be thinking like, what if there was an ice cream bowl that could treat us cold for hours, right? And another complaint, let's suppose that you forget to water your plants and you're so busy with your work and you forget it. That at that moment of time, it will come the शायद वो पौधे में कुछ, there was some alarming kind of a system, so the plants could water themselves, right? So those kind of complaints and desires are the best way to identify the problems. And yeah.
Thank you. That was very descriptive. Varshini, what are the best practices for effectively brainstorming ideas during the ideate phase of design thinking?
I would say the best way, like while brainstorming, do like don't think too much. Like whatever ideas you get, make a note of them. They can be good, they can be bad, but that's for you to decide later when you're making your prototype or anything like that. But initially, while you're brainstorming your ideas during the design thinking, it's better to just go with the flow and write down everything you get. After that, you can make it concise or think of something better. Talk to others and get to know about what they want or how they would like this problem to be solved. This way you'll have more variety and variation in what you're going to do.
Thank you. That sounds helpful. Garima, how can thinking outside the box help in finding innovative solutions to complex problems?
Okay, the first thing I would say is the creativity. So, like, it could encourage exploring the new perspectives and approaches that the traditional methods might overlook. And even by conventional thinking, that new and innovative solutions will emerge. You can reframe the problems, which will help to define the problem itself. So it will often, if you research in the problem itself, it will itself reveal the new insights or the opportunities. And you have to definitely take risk, in exploring the novel solutions that will lead to breakthroughs. So you always have to keep that experimental mind. So overall, that thinking outside of the box expands the range of the possible solutions, and it will definitely foster innovation in the problem solving process.
All right, thank you. Varshini, how can one clearly and effectively communicate the benefits of the product to the potential users?
That's a very good question. So I would say focus on how the user will be able to use the product with the features and benefits you provide. While marketing, you should mention how they would use the features, how the user would interact with it, and stuff like that. And you could also create relatable examples or stories to show that the product's benefits, like how it would improve the everyday situation. And while marketing, again, you can add visuals to help better like articulate the benefits and features you provide with your product.
All right, thank you. And lastly, Garima, why is it important to make a prototype before the final product?
Yes, so it's moreover like when you open the first page of your notebook at the starting of the academic session. The students first they write in the rough notebook and then they write in the actual notebook of the class because it looks beautiful. It's the first page and you will definitely look on there. So understand what that example is itself, that making a prototype is essential because it allows for testing and refinement of the product and identification and the resolution of the issues. And you can improve with time and ask for collection of the user's feedback. So this process will help you ensure that your final product is functional, it is user friendly and meets the desired standards before the full scale production. And I would like to say if people have any other questions that they could have seen the email IDs of us at the beginning of the session. So they can definitely contact us with that and ask if they have any doubts or questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both of you, Garima and Varshini. You guys have explained everything phenomenally well. This brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Keep learning and have a good day. Bye bye.